Pumpkin Jack. This game is a Halloween mood setter and has a solid amount of charm. That being said, I wanted to like it more than I actually do. Blending vibes from the likes of Medieval and Costume Quest, alongside the stylized gameplay of Yooka-Laylee, Sly Cooper, and many more, this is a winner on paper. Each stage has unique enemies, a new weapon to try out, numerous types of collectibles, its own theme, and changes of play along the way toward the bosses. The battle mechanics are also mildly more interesting than I anticipated them being, so redeeming qualities aren't in short supply, and plenty of players are apt to appreciate this more than me, especially if you're someone who longs for throwbacks to PS1 and PS2 era platformers. But I'm still on the fence as to just how much I do or don't like this title. Why that is boils down to design philosophy. Trophy chasers like me will mostly spend their time playing each stage in fear of missing a collectible. So we're always looking in every three-dimensional space and annoyed that nothing simplifies this task or makes it less time-consuming. Players who don't care about collectibles, on the other hand, are going to breeze through the majority of the game. Where the challenge factor exists, it comes primarily in the forms of water hazards and camera fails, solid though the camera genuinely is the vast majority of the time. Enemies require minimal strategic approach to tackle at times, but are usually a button-mashing affair. The bosses tend toward a combination of basic pattern memorization, nothing you've not seen before. Actually, the only thing to me that felt wholly original here was the maze section of the swamp forest, where taking the wrong path sees a tree fall on you. Pro tip about that. Just avoid the paths where you see crows lying in wait. Another thing that bothers me about the game is how much voiced exposition happens in cutscenes, while you're left reading text in the stages themselves, even while trying to avoid real-time dangers. You die so quickly when you touch water above your ankles that it's almost comical. Clever though the platform navigating can be, the ledges and jump distances feel clunky in too many spots. The inability to move while attacking sucks. Certain bodiless sections are whack, albeit others are fun. The spreading fires do increase the need for cautious play, but also become an annoyance. And the largest knock I have to hit Pumpkin Jack with is how the entirety of it reminds me of a less fun take on a single stage from the superior game that is A Hat in Time. If you know, you know. Regardless, I doubt most folks will see this title as wasted time. It could easily be an October staple. The collectibles allow you to purchase alternate costumes. Certain sections aren't pushovers, tasking you with juggling survivability in a rewarding way. Enemies don't respawn ad nauseum. Each weapon is viable as well as freely selectable once you've obtained it. Stage select exists. Outside of the Christmas presents, which aren't required for Platinum, collectible totals are easily tracked before you even enter a stage. And this ends up being what the devs seem to have wanted it to be. Not the greatest game ever or anything close to it, but a worthwhile bit of thematic throwback goodness. Fair warning here that I had this game rated as good until I reached the final boss. That fight is an overwhelming and tight mess, with so much screen clutter that I doubt half of all players ever beat it. There's even a chance that the boss will continue dealing damage after the third round, which is apt to kill you. This, assuming you even get to this point without accidentally falling in a hole. The encounter's such a not good time that it's sure to leave a sour taste in your mouth. Doesn't help that the storyline proves to be nonsensical when it concludes. The trophy chase is not complex, so it's easy to recommend to those who aren't looking for something super quick or hand it over without some skill, in the end at least. The guide says it's a 3 that'll take 6 hours. I'd clock it closer to 10 to be safe, and think the 3 is accurate for those well versed in this kind of gaming, apart from the final boss, which could be argued makes this a 4 or a 5. Other bosses could make this a 4 for the minority. The really irksome part of the chase are the collectibles. While you can mop them, and they save the moment you collect them, so just quit out once you get what's missing in a given stage, the stages themselves are each hour-long affairs if you don't know exactly what you're looking for. Therefore, while the guide says to just play the game, then mop if needed, I'd either use a collectible video or search each area thoroughly before moving on. I had to use videos twice in total because I was missing a single skull in each of the last 2 stages. This isn't a platinum journey I'd want to undertake a second time around, but I would be interested in seeing how much more or possibly less enjoyable the game itself is if played without any collectibles in mind. Ultimately, my memory will remember the moment-to-moment action here as mid, but the overall package is going to prove nicely appealing to fans of the games I previously mentioned. or movies like The Nightmare Before Christmas. If you're on the fence, watch for a sale, but also be ready for your brain to treat this thing like the cult classic it almost deserves to be.